Welcome to the Spiritual Principles Made Practical podcast. I'm your host, Scott Friedman, and today I'm going to try and take another step in accepting consciously the mind and its power and its creative ability. And the place to start, I think, is with the will, because the will directs the mind. And very clearly, my will has been to maximize my potential, is to realize my potential, is to be fully accepting of the totality of who and what I am. And some call that enlightenment. There are a lot of names for it, but I like to think of it as honestly accepting my power and ability to create. And so that's why the book that I'm trying to finish now is entitled Creation, the How and the Why, because I'm just fascinated and I would say almost compelled to learn more and accept more of how my mind creates my world. And so that right now, uh, what I'm finding is that the um, if I take yesterday as an example, I went to a networking meeting, and in the past, I realized that I would hold back and only kind of share a portion of what I really wanted to say for fear of being labeled, too far out there. And yesterday, I didn't do that for really, in many respects, the first time, and I felt that I had the right balance between um, saying what I wanted to say and being able to resonate with the crowd, or I guess more accurately, it would be saying what I wanted to say and resonating with that deeply enough that it was reflected back to me by acceptance from the crowd. But in any event, I do want to acknowledge, it's like praise progress, right? Is that I'm, uh, continuing, I'll say, to chip away at this concept that I'm I'm impacted by the outer world rather than the outer world is a reflection of where I'm at right now. And I've, been working on that for a long time. I still find myself, checking my various online accounts, to see if things are going well in the physical world, right? And it's like, and I find that, I'm still largely, hoping that if things go well in the physical world, I'll be uplifted by it rather than uh, crediting myself with the fact that I'm accepting myself more fully, and that's being reflected back to me by the physical world, but that it's an effect, not a cause. And so it's like uh, kind of almost forever chipping away at that, right? And so I just kind of keep at it. But I am finding that more and more of my physical world interactions are at energy level and a clarity level that more closely matches, my internal meditation inspiration. And so I feel that, I am creating greater alignment with that spirit that I am. And like I say, it's a process. So that's kind of where I am, and I think that uh, it's always good to acknowledge uh, more clearly where we're at, and and when we grow and change, where we at changing, where we're at changes, so to speak, and so that's important to do. And then yesterday also, I had this, when I was sharing with one of my friends that um, I could pretty much share with without, reservation and inhibitions. That for sure, as I continue on this one path of accepting more and aligning more and more with that which is true, which is what my definition of spiritual growth is that increasingly that will be reflected back to me by the physical world, and my confidence in both my ability to align more fully with the light and the spirit that I am, the spark of God that I am, to align more fully with that, and to see that greater alignment reflected back to me by the physical world, my confidence in my ability to do that continues to grow, and I continue to be aware and accepting of um, you know that growing awareness. So that's what I was inspired to share today. Not crazy uplifting, I guess, but um, I have a friend and he says, some days are diamonds, some days are rocks, and I wouldn't say this day is a rock, but it's not the, you know, exhilarated flow that I sometimes get. But you know what? That's life, baby. Some days are great and some days are okay and some days just suck, and that's how it is. Oh my. All right. Well, I'm still using my will to direct my mind to accept more fully the truth of who and what I am. And that the good news is that truth is that, it's a good thing, right? So anyway. That's it for now. I do coaching to help you understand and become conscious of the thoughts in your mind and the impact they're having, and that the realization of how when we accept our thoughts, they automatically improve. And that's a real wonderful thing, and it's a real strong motivator for us to pay attention to our thoughts and the freedom we have to choose which thoughts to act on and which thoughts to let go. So if that's of interest to you, you can contact me at scottfriedman40@gmail.com, SCOTTFRIEDMAN40@gmail.com, and schedule a free introductory session to see if coaching is really going to dramatically improve your life or not. And I believe it will. My books are available on Amazon. You can find links to them on my website, www.thoughtcoachingbyscott.com. All right. See you down the road.